Hello you beautiful, beautiful people. Today we are jumping back into the festival playlist for the final season for Series 4 Spring to take on this week's Forzathon challenges, country rivals UK versus Japan. So it's all important Forzathon points and the much needed points towards the festival playlist. So if you are new around here, you might as well go ahead and subscribe. A like rating would be much appreciated. Let's go for 250 likes on today's video. And without further ado, let's jump into this week's Forzathon challenges. Now there are a couple of things to bear in mind when choosing your car for this week's Forzathon challenges. It needs to be British or Japanese. It also needs to be made after 1999. There is also a drift challenge chucked into the mix as well. Now for this week's Forzathon challenges, there are plenty of Japanese and United Kingdom cars to choose from. For all my Japan supporters out there, I've gone for the 2009 Honda S2000 CR. 427 horsepower, four-wheel drive, and can be picked up for 25,000 credits. For all my United Kingdom supporters, I've gone for the 2005 Vauxhall Monaro VXR. 601 horsepower, four-wheel drive, and can be picked up for 25,000 credits at the auto show. Now I do have two tunes available for each car, one dirt racing tune and one drift tune. If you want to use these tunes, just search my gamer tag Skippy4631, file name is Skippy YouTube. Share codes for all tunes are in the description and in the comments below. Alrighty then, this week's Forzathon shop. First car for grabs, the 1985 Toyota Torino, 600 Forzathon points. Second car for grabs this week, the Mini X-Raid All-4 Racing Countryman, 400 Forzathon points. Two vanity items up for grabs this week, the Raoul Urias pencil dress and the Windows Tada car horn, 75 Forzathon points for each of these. And if you're feeling lucky and got any spare Forzathon points knocking around, you can grab yourself a normal wheel spin for 80 Forzathon points. Or you can nab yourself a super duper wheel spin for 300 Forzathon points. Now it is worth mentioning both the cars in this week's Forzathon shop are not available at the auto show. They are only festival playlist, Forzathon shop and seasonal event exclusive. So if you do want them, now is your chance to grab them. And of course, if you don't have the Forzathon points, you can always check out the auction house. Now let's go ahead and get this week's Forzathon challenges, country rivals UK versus Japan completed. Jumping into chapter 1, start your engines. Own and drive any British or Japanese car made after 1999 to test your skills in this week's competition. Once you have your chosen vehicle, hop outside any festival outpost or player house, drive 2 seconds down the road, and that will be chapter 1, start your engines completed. Apparently, I'm not getting a notification. So with chapter 1 completed, it is on to chapter 2, down to dirt. Plenty of British and Japanese cars became automotive icons. Take one of them off-road and win a dirt racing event in any British or Japanese car made after 1999. Now for this week's racing challenge, we can use any dirt racing event we like. I am heading into the map and I'm filtering just to make them a little bit easier to see and find. I'm going to be heading to the tippity top of the Caldera and I'm going to be using the Caldera scramble, where I have two blueprints available for you guys to go and use. For all of our Japan supporters, I've got Easy Forzathon Japan if you want to use it. Share code 158941221. And for all our UK supporters, Easy Forzathon UK, share code 129617 570, or you can always search my gamertag Skippy4631. Now, as you may or may not be aware of, the races for the weekly of Forzathon challenges, driver type difficulty does not matter, and as we do need to win, there's no reason to make it any harder than it needs to be. I'm going new racer. Here we go. As I am from the UK, I am supporting the UK, so I am in the VXR Monaro. Now, this race is just one lap in length, so we just need to get to the finish line. As it is on new racer, we are already into the lead. So yeah, just make sure you win your race, and that'll be this chapter complete. As we round the final corner onto the final straight, that is across the line, first place. There it is, down to dirt, completed. So actually getting a notification this time, that is chapter 2 completed. Onto chapter 3, raise a dust. Test the versatility of the manufacturer countries. Earn a total of 4 stars from drift zones with any British or Japanese car made after 1999. I've already jumped into the map and filtered by drift zones, and in Forza Horizon 5 there are plenty of drift zones to choose from. You can use any drift zone that takes your fancy, but I'm going to be heading on over to the Horizon Mexico circuit and using the Giro encorvado drift zone. 30,000 3-star objective. Now, you don't have to get the 3-star objective for this challenge. You can get 2 stars. Just run the drift zone as many times as you like until you get those 4 stars in total. The reason I've chosen this drift zone is because it is quite short and it doesn't take much time to run it a couple of times. So we're going to come across the line at 26,000. That is 2 stars towards our 4-star objective. So I'm going to whip the Monaro around and hit the drift zone once again. Like I say, you don't have to get the 3-star objective. Let's hit it again. Get the tail out. Power on. I am using my drift tune. That is across the line at 26,000 once again. That's another 2 stars. That should be our 4 stars in total. And raise a dust completed. So with chapter 3 completed, it's on to our 4th and final chapter this week, People's Choice Award. This is the final Horizon Cup weekly challenge. Take any British or Japanese car made after 1999 for a celebration and bank a total of 100,000 skill score. Now, this chapter can be completed absolutely anywhere within the free roam map. It can even be completed during races if you want to earn some credits and some influence along the way, but that is a little bit more difficult to do. I'm going to be heading here to the Horizon Festival Mexico site, and I'm going to be using the open areas around the airfield or the drag strip to get my 100,000 skill score. Here we go then, 100,000 skill score. Now you're looking for 20,000 skill score times by 5. Like I said, I'm going to smash and crash my way around the desert until I hit the numbers that we need. And after sliding my way around the desert for a couple of minutes or so, we do reach 100,000 skill score, finishing off chapter 4 and this week's Forzathon challenges, Country Rivals UK versus Japan, giving us 160 Forzathon points and the 5 points towards our spring Hot Season Festival playlist. Speaking of the festival playlist, this week's rewards for 25 points, a brand new car to Forza Horizon 5 and the Forza franchise, the MG MG3, and for 40 points this week, we've got the Pagani Zonda R. For this week's online trial, Sprint to the Finish, we got the awesome Porsche 918. This week's Showcase Remix, Closing Ceremony, we got the Vauxhall 05 RR. For this week's Playground Games, we got the Tape Rewind, which I assume is a car horn, and then the 3 Seasonal Championships, the Ford RS200, not the Hoonigan version. We've got the Ferrari 812 Superfast, a very cool car. Also a very cool car this week, the TVR Speed 12. This week's Treasure Hunt, we've got the normal 50,000 credits, and for this week's Photo Challenge High Jump, we've got the Forza Link chat phrase, Preparing for Takeoff. Some pretty cool rewards up for grabs in this week's playlist. Nice to see some different cars up for grabs as well. But that is all we have for today's video. If you've got any questions about this week's Forzathon challenges, do hit me up in the comments. I will always do my best to help you out. But as always, thank you so much for watching. Definitely consider subscribing. A like rating is always much appreciated. Stay safe and have an awesome day.